Okay, everybody, welcome back to our Tri-State Training Day podcast. I got my man Bruno Fuentes on with me. Guy's been with us for 4 months and is cold crushing it, is already issue paying and helping over 30 families a month, has got a small team brewing, is very versed on phone sales, and is rolling with us already. So I'm excited to have you on, Bruno, and to talk to you about your skill set, some of the things that you've acquired in the last 4 months, and some of it where you've come from, and how that's helping you with where you are right now, man. So how you doing, my man?
Man, I'm doing great. Taking it a day at a time. How it is.
One day at a time, baby. So talk to me, man. Obviously, you've been with us for 4 months. Were you in sales prior to this, or what were you doing before this?
No, so a funny story. I was actually a mechanic.
Ah,
I was a tire technician working at Discount Tire. I did, dabble in the sales up front. I did go full time for about 2 weeks there. So I did have a little bit of experience in face to face, talking to customers, slinging tires. You know what it is.
so people came to you for their tires to see what was wrong with, like, their tread's low, they got a nail in it. They came to you for that, yes?
Yeah, all those needs.
Yeah, dude, that does translate to sales.
Yeah, no,
You know what I'm saying?
it does.
The amount of times that I've gone to get my tire fixed or repaired or renewed, I'm usually talking to someone who's handy, but also knows how to kind of make it work for me. And so I get that. But how'd you find this?
Actually, my boy from home, he's in Oswego as well. I saw, what he was posting online, crazy stuff. He was talking about, the opportunity overall, um, how, all resources and structure is provided for, taking the risk and taking the jump. And, one day I slid up, I said, "Hey man, like, what are you doing?" Like Alex Macias, I said, "What are you doing, man? What are you doing that I'm not doing?" Like, look, man, straight up, come in this day, come in with a killer mindset. I showed up, and him and Stanley, as you know, they
Mhm.
pretty much guided me the whole way through.
That's fantastic. How old are you?
I'm 19 years old.
You guys are crazy, man. Stanley's got the young boys. So Alex is your friend. So he's similar. He's your age too.
Yeah, we played on the soccer team a while back, but I had a tie to him.
Okay. I can imagine, Alex being online, yet, just posting away, and you're at 19, you got to be like, that's a great question. What are you doing that I'm not doing? Do you know what's crazy, Bruno? The older you get, the less people ask that question. Like at 19, you're like, dude, I mean, how are you doing this? Like, are you
Right,
serious?
right.
But at 33, you're like, that people are too cool. They're too cool. They're too cool to ask a question like that.
I can see that for sure. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you're asking this question, and then he gives you an answer, and you find a way to come through. Like, absolutely. So as a tire mechanic, or a mechanic, did you believe what he was saying, or were you just hoping like he was like telling somewhat of the truth?
Man, I just had to see it for myself. I came in one day. He said, "Boom, boom, boom. This is how this works." He explained it all to me on the phone. Um, and as a 19-year-old, I'm all about risk.
Ha!
I think risk is a necessary factor in growth. So I was just, I took the jump. I said, "Why not?" I got Discount Tire loves me. Worst comes to worst, it wasn't in my mind at the time, but I mean they'll always take me back. I just knew I had to put myself in a position where I dropped school, I dropped my full time job, and I just had to figure it out. So um, the transition was a little bit sketchy in my mind, but once I saw results, I saw what they were doing in the office. I just knew I had to at least take a jump, take a shot.
I love that. So you didn't know anything about insurance.
Nothing at all.
You don't know anything about sales.
Nothing at all.
So, what was your training slash transition like? What were those? Were there nerves? Was there like were you just ready, super willing, and to do whatever they told you to do? Like, what was the deal?
Yes, I mean, there was definitely a lot of urgency behind, the way I was moving, a lot of intention. I just took out a loan for a car. I still have a bike bill to pay, and, letting go of your full-time job and completely just quitting to make it work put me in a position where my back was against the wall and there was nothing that I could do besides move forward. And, there's killers in here. Alex, Stanley was providing me with resources, Raphael. Um, now they're excelling, but at the time, anybody that was better than me, I was listening to 100%. I would get poured into. They'd be telling me, what to do, what to say, how to say it,
Hmm.
uh, what part of the script I should change for myself, what type of leads I should call, what I've been dominant in, what I haven't. And you just listen to the people that are truly winning, and you'll do the same. I completely believe in that. So that was my mindset, as far as the transition for training and being able to do what they do at their level.
That wasn't only your mindset, that was your story, right? Like, that's what you did.
Correct. Yeah.
And so that would be your story to someone else, right? Like, it doesn't matter what industry you're coming from. It only matters that you're willing to be coachable, teachable, trainable, and, excited. Yeah.
100%.
Did you have doubt?
I'd be lying if I said I didn't. I had a little bit. I knew I had to put myself in that spot. So when I did put in my 2 weeks, you know, I was I was just in my head a lot. I was like, you know what, like, kind of maybe going back, going forward, but um, a really good quote, Stanley actually said, it was pretty recent, but that I actually thought about was, you got to think a lot before you move. And then once you're in motion, just don't think about it at all. That's what Stanley said. So, I thought about it afterwards and, I did the right thing in taking that jump.
No doubt. Stanley's a beast with the quotables, that's for sure. I mean,
100%. He pulls them out of wherever, man.
wise for a young man, very wise for a young man. I got to give him
Right.
that.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what's up. So, you're all in now, and you've transitioned. You realized, I guess, at some point that work ethic would get you through. Repetition would get you through. Was that something? Was that an aha moment, or did that happen right away?
It was pretty, I mean, it was just embedded. That's just embedded. That's been embedded in me since, beginning of high school, sports teams, anything like that, just like repetition in general, doing it and doing it and doing it, and then maybe getting hit a few times, taking a fall. At the end of the day, the more reps, the better you get. So I had that embedded in my brain. It's not something that I necessarily just like had to think about every day, but that's just part of who I am, and that's part of how I took initiative going into the industry as well. So, and I actually excelling in it, and that's just part of my thought process every single time I have to make a decision, or anytime, I just gotta go to work, I guess.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So 4 months in, you're in a place. You're swagging out now. Um, how confident do you feel about your daily process, your weekly process, and your monthly result?
I'm very confident in it. I know what leads to buy. I'm in a pretty good position right now where, I could calculate my lead spend and what I exactly buy in order to make back my profit and exactly around the amount that I'll profit. So that's week to week, on a month to month basis. I have, a profitability tracker that would compare that. And yeah, I keep all that stuff organized. But the way that it kind of works is I focus a lot on my team. I try my hardest to. Sometimes, I'll just have to step away for a while. But with the balancing sales and my team and being able to do both at the same time, I had to find my groove. But I got to provide the same training to my team that people provided to me. So I'm well aware of what I need to buy to make the money back. But I'm sure that if I, you know, pushed for higher lead quality, more lead expense, somewhere along those lines, it might work out, but it might not. And right now I'm in a spot where, I can not necessarily guarantee because nothing's guaranteed, but expect some sort of return in a positive way.
That's amazing. 4 months.
Yeah.
And so you need to be a beacon for people that are not in the industry, right? You need to
Right.
be a beacon for people that can be brought into this industry and can change their situation. And you need to be a recruiter and an ambassador for that, because think about now, again, at 19, you're not struggling financially. I mean, not doing insurance, being a car mechanic, like you're not struggling financially. I mean, you have a consistent paycheck, you're
Mhm.
paying bills. You're not doing what you're doing now.
Right.
Like you're beyond not struggling
Yeah,
financially right now.
exactly.
But and it's two different worlds. But at 19, you need a job, right? And if you get a job that gives you 35 to 40 hours a week, you're not struggling financially. You never had money before. Like you're doing okay for the vast majority of 19-year-olds. You're doing okay. You probably still live with mom and dad, or you moved in with a significant other or whatever. But and you're not like where the rich is. Like you're kind of like, this is part of the process. I need to keep getting skill. I need to keep growing. I need to keep learning who I am. Is that fair enough?
100%. I agree with you all the way.
And then so to transition into something like this that can fast track the heck out of your deal is like, that's got to be like mind boggling in some ways. Yes?
It is very mind-boggling. Very crazy that this is, an opportunity. It's crazy.
That's crazy. Oh, so what did this do for you lifestyle wise? We talked about your confidence and how confident you are after 4 months, which is amazing. Like, what are you thinking now from a futuristic, maybe lifestyle? Maybe there's things you're thinking about buying, or just maybe you're just grinding right now. What is your mindset right now?
Straight growth. I want to grow the hell out of my team. I want, my team to be, you know, um, dominant in Ivan's office. I want all of them to lead by example. And, I feel like I'm really focused on my team a lot more than my sales at the moment, which isn't really, a bad thing. But in the future, I want them to be able to do the same thing that I'm able to do right now, even though, I'm 4 months in, I'm not, necessarily the biggest hot shot, but I want them to be able to provide, the same image, the same mindset that I have to all of their agents and so forth. But as far as, my plans, I think within the year or the next, I want to pay off my parents' house
Jesus.
I want to move to the NEMA. You probably know about the NEMA. You've heard about the NEMA.
No,
Everybody in insurance lives at the NEMA.
I don't think I know what it. What is that?
It's just a residential building in Chicago.
Okay.
It's really nice, very
Okay.
nice. I want to move out, put myself in even more of a position to win, and be able to live the lifestyle that I wanted to when I was at a tire. I was expecting to make 100,000, a year as a 35-year-old, as a mechanic, a technician, whatever you call it. And now I'm presented with this opportunity to make that in such a shorter time frame and be able to control that in any way possible. It's a game changer. It is mind-boggling, and I'm going to take a lot of advantage of that in the future. So those are my goals, and obviously I'll throw in a new car. I'll throw a new car in there as well.
Not bad. What kind of car are we thinking?
Nissan GTR.
Let's
They're
go, baby.
good.
All right, check this out. So I've seen a lot of people, hundreds, maybe thousands in your position, okay, that have, found a way to kind of figure things out and, work on the things they need to do to stay consistent. You're fired up right now. You don't want to do anything to screw this up. And then in 3 to 4 months, if you keep up this pace, maybe 8 months, 4 to 8 months, you got the world by the balls. You got it all figured out. You don't want to work as hard anymore, because why should you do that?
Mhm.
You want to automate the business. Why should we work? I mean, I'm 20. Let's retire. Let's do that. and I want to, live at the NEMA and drive a GTR, and then let's upgrade the GTR. We'll get something even better, you know.
Right.
But I don't want to put in I don't want to work the way I worked 6 months ago. I see it nonstop, sir. What say you to that?
I would say I'd be the complete opposite. I could see where you can get, comfortability. And a prime example of the opposite would be, the Stanley's example. Um, and him being in the industry the time that he has and keeps growing. So, you see that little bit of growth at the beginning, and then you want to push for more. And once I wrapped my head around the idea that the sky is the limit truly with this industry, especially with the resources that I have, then I'm gonna take it up to the, above and beyond everything possible. And I won't stop until I get there. And that's the mindset that I'm kind of chasing moving forward. It's not kind of just like, I get to that spot. Maybe there will be, a time where I get a little comfortable. I can't, I can't say I won't because I haven't completely gotten there yet.
Mhm.
But um, I don't believe that with the opportunity and the mindset that I have, I'll be that way at all. I don't think, if I can control it all, I'm gonna take it as far as I possibly can. And I can't even emphasize that enough.
I like that, man.
Yeah.
Keep that mindset. Keep that mindset. Because what you're going to find out, Bruno, after a while, it's not all about you. You know what I mean? Like, it's perfectly fine that you have goals right now, even selfish ones, and you have your team involved and you want to help them. But, dude, if you keep the mindset that you have and you're focused on, like, building something, like Stanley's doing with you guys, bro, you'll realize, like, it'll never be enough. Not because you're greedy, not because you're selfish, because there's a lot of people we need to help. A lot of clients need insurance. A lot of people like you who are, you know, pulling nails out of tires that have a higher calling on your life. Is that fair?
Very fair. I 100% agree with you.
So lock in, big dogs. You got a bright future. It was a pleasure chatting with you, brother. I mean, if you could say something to somebody who was in your position, not necessarily a mechanic, but someone who's, you know, trying to find a better way, how would you say that, Bruno?
No risk, no penthouse. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. Um, Realistically, I would probably say, especially people in my age group, like you said, I would say, take the risk. Take the risk while you can. You're not going to be able to maybe down the line when you actually, would think about it. It's better to take the risk and fail than, just let regret hit you when you could have realized you could have been something better. Go into every day, trying to make something of yourself. And if an opportunity does arise to do that, then I would say completely jump on it. But 100% just risk, high risk, high reward. I'm all about
Love
it.
it, brother. Dude, pleasure, man. Pleasure. Looking forward to getting you back on here. But, dude, between now and then, I want to see you continue to crush it, take those numbers to the next level. Tri-State Training Day, baby. Bruno Fuentes, man. Thank you for jumping on me, brother.
Heck yeah. Appreciate you having me.
Yes, sir. God bless. Thank you.